Oh, that's a great track.
Yeah,
I know.
I've got 107 songs, like 2 games, like,
Oh, yeah.
unless, I guess the heating's fine.
Yeah. What else you got in there? Oh, geez. Oh, that's great.
I just think hockey from last year's 25 playlist, and everything I just add something into it.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to game 2 of this matchup on a beautiful Sunday morning here in Findlay at the Cube. Your Findlay Trojans in white facing off against the Geauga Maple Leafs. Findlay won the first matchup 4-0. Ricky Nichols with the faceoff gets it back to Ben Grace. Nichols has Beach and Schaaf out there with him, and then Henry Fort, the other defender, in goal. Finn Biggs for game 2. Battling through the neutral zone are the Trojans. Now tipped into the offensive zone. Forward for the Maple Leafs. Brings it forward. Nice stick work by Nichols to tip that aside. Gets it to the side of the boards. Now he picks it up. Now he makes a move across. Brings it across center ice now. Enters the offensive zone. Dumps it into the corner. Now he's chasing after it. Looking to move this forward and towards the net. Beach is down there with him. Knocked to the side. Ben Grace goes down towards the goal line to go get it. Collision there as both players tried to play the puck, and then Harrison Schaaf tried to keep it in, but it's passed out. We've got a 2-on-1 situation going on. Findlay back. Nice to see 5 white jerseys back there on the forecheck. And then puck tied up. Beach gets it out in front. Set front and shot wide from the point by Geauga. Fort tips to the side, works it to Beach, trying to get it out of the zone. Now tipped forward again. Now Fort has it back for Findlay. Assessing options as he rips it off the boards. Tipped forward. And now Geauga forced to collect back in their defensive zone. Line change here for the Trojans. Beach on the forecheck. Sent forward. Nice play there by Eddie Homewood to move that puck forward. But Geauga still has it. We got a broken stick on the ice. Or no, that's a net guard. Sorry. Webb Sloan has it now on the defensive end. He's back there now on defense with Homewood. Finn Biggs, as that puck goes towards the crease, he will cover. And we will have a defensive zone face-off for the Trojans. So now out there, Mason Cooper will take the face-off. He'll have George Homewood and Hank Schwab out there with him as forwards. We've got Eddie Homewood and Webb Sloan back on defense. And again, Finn Biggs in that for the Trojans, game 2. Homewood tries to knock this face-off away, but sent out to the defense and back to the corner by Geauga. Webb Sloan gets it up the boards to George Homewood. He gets it out of the zone, but tipped away from him, but then collected by Mason Cooper, then chipped up to Homewood again. He throws a shot on net just wide. Mason Cooper racing to the corner. He collects the puck. He's over there with Hank Schwab. He gets it over to Homewood, who's open in the slot. He takes a shot. Oh, off the blocker. Great shot by Homewood. Now Schwab battling in the corner. Now back to Homewood. He gets it over, tipped out, but kept in by Webb Sloan, but now brought out by Geauga. Nice play by Sloan to knock the player off the puck. That gets tipped back. Mason Cooper has it now. He gets it up to Hank Schwab along the boards. And that's picked up by Eddie Homewood, who then pushes it forward into the offensive zone, but then Geauga clears out to the neutral zone. Mason Cooper picks it up by the center line. He brings it in, gets it over to George Homewood, gets it back to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan gets it back to George Homewood in the corner. He's looking to center it. Just off of his stick, poked away. Nice play by Homewood. That gets out to Eddie Homewood. Gets across to Webb Sloan at the top. Takes a shot in front. Oh, gets through. Laura Teagarden was there trying to get a stick on it. Just missed. Now Eddie Homewood trying to keep it in. Kept in by Laura Teagarden, but then knocked out by Geauga. Puck is loose in front, now in the neutral zone, picked up by Eddie Homewood, knocks it back into the offensive zone for the Trojans, and then they knock it back out. But then over there is Teagarden battling along the boards at center ice. Gets tipped back to Webb Sloan. He goes cross ice to the open area, now collected by Geauga. Nice job by Rylan Pierkowski there to hold that puck up in neutral ice, and now out to Henry Fort and Burkhardt out there now. Peter Koski now got a little bit of a breakaway. He's looking for a shot. He takes one. Low shot. Oh, just leg save by the Geauga goaltender. Now Geauga has it behind their net. They're looking to clear. Burkhardt jumps up on that. Oh, just kicked aside. Now Teagarden has it. He gets it up opposite ice to River Archer. River Archer's got some room. He lines up for a slap shot. He takes one just wide. Peter Koski now there pursuing in the corner, and Burkhardt there pinching for the defense. They keep it in. Knock it back to center. Caught up front by Archer. Archer launches one in front just wide again, but Peter Koski's there behind the net, but Geauga defender gets it. So now they're pushing, try and move this forward. Nice back check by Teagarden, and now kept in by Archer. And then cross-ice pass sent forward. Burkhardt in 34 for Geauga, racing for it. Burkhardt there ties him up a little bit, but they get the puck. The shot goes over the corner. And that's going to be a goal for Geauga to start this game off. At 8 minutes and 27 seconds into the first period. So I have to take this face off for the Trojans. It's Ricky Nichols. Puck's dropped back to Ben Grace, gets it forward. Now it's in the Findlay offensive zone. Geauga trying to clear. Findlay there. Nice presence there by Schaaf along the boards as he's battling, but Geauga comes out with it, gets it to 34, and then he can't handle it, so he dumps it into the zone. Webb Sloan racing back. He's got Ben Grace back there with him. Webb Sloan picks it up, cycles behind the net. He's got a little bit of room, so he's looking for something to do with it. He knocks it up the boards to Harrison Schaaf. Geauga keeps it in, but then back to Ben Grace. Ben Grace gets it up to Schaaf again. They knock it out of the zone. Geauga forced to reset as Mason Beach in pursuit as a forward on the forecheck. They send it cross ice. Webb Sloan popping up to get that. Tries to chip it along the boards. He's still got it. He gets it over to Schaaf. Schaaf's got a little bit of room. He tries to take a shot, gets held up in the stick, and saved by the Geauga goaltender. So Findlay down early this first period, 1-0, but with a lot of good offensive pressure. Mason Cooper out there now for the Trojans. With Homewood and Schwab, he'll have Eddie Homewood and Henry Fort out on defense for this face-off in the offensive zone. Puck is dropped back to Homewood. Tried to get a shot off. Didn't work. Puck knocked to neutral ice. We've got a breakaway situation here. Eddie Homewood hustling back hard. Geauga with the shot. Stopped in front and then rebound, kicked out, knocked in. So early 2-0 lead for Geauga as they bounce on some pucks. But we still got plenty of hockey left, so let's see if our Findlay Trojans can put it in the back of the net. Teagarden out there now to take a face off for the Trojans. He's got Peter Koski and Archie with him, and we've got Sloan and Burkhardt on defense. Puck is dropped as they move forward. Teagarden with a Burkhardt trying to keep it in, bounces off his stick. Collected by Archer though, as he enters the neutral or the offensive zone, fires a shot in front, loose, and then sent out by Geauga defense. Cross-ice pass, Sloan to Burkhart. Burkhart tries to go opposite ice, hits the shin guard of a Geauga player, so Geauga picks it up, but then Burkhart there to tie him up, knock that puck loose. Good defensive play there by the Trojans. Now pushing forward, Teagarden's racing as he gets the puck into the neutral zone. He's got Archer, he gets it over to Archer. Backhand shot, glove save, nifty little backhand. Surprised the goaltender was ready for that. But he makes the save nonetheless, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off again for the Trojans as they switch offensive lines. Nichols, Shape, and Beach out there with Nichols to take the face-off here with 6:37 left in the first period. Findlay down 2-0. Face-off goes back. Nichols tried to get it back to Findlay. And Webb Sloan collects, knocks it back to Shafe, but then that goes, and it looks like we've got an offsides call. As Geauga had a player in the zone. So we're going to have a neutral zone face-off here. Neutral zone face-off. Nichols knocks it back, collected by Scherf along the line. Geauga passing forward, looking for something in the neutral zone, but that's going to be an icing as they were behind center ice. So we're going to bring this all the way down for a face-off in the Findlay offensive zone to the glove hand side of the Geauga goaltender. New goaltender for them for game 2 as well. Nichols out still there with Shape and Beach, and we've got Grace and Fort on defense. Puck is dropped. Nichols battling. Gets it back to Grace. Puts it back to the corner. Beach there in pursuit along the boards. Sent out, tipped aside, and then knocked out hard by Geauga. Grace back there looking for it. He was behind the net. Backhands that up along the boards to Beach. Beach tries to chip it out. Hits the skate of a defender for Geauga. Geauga keeps it in. Nice stick work there by Fort to poke check that away. Center ice pass just collected before it exits the zone by Geauga. And then Grace picks it up, knocks it out of the zone. So center ice, puck's traveling. Still loose as Geauga tries to push it forward. They do. Fort collects. Fort's got it. Center ice pass up to Nichols on his stick. Now he's pushing. Harrison's following behind him. He drops back to Harrison. Caught in the middle. Harrison trying to stay with it. Just loses the puck as it gets poked away. Now Cooper out there too at center as that puck gets sent back. That's going to be an icing. No, they say no icing. As Webb Sloan has it, he moves it up the boards. And Geauga forced to play it as it goes by their defender. And now played along the ice, or along the boards. Webb Sloan, nice backhand by Cooper to George Homewood. He's hooked up, but no call. But then Harrison Shafe there, or Henry Schwab there too. But then that's knocked out by Geauga. This has some momentum. This should just die before the line, so Webb Sloan collects it. He wraps around the net. He looks up the boards, gets it to George Homewood, who gets it out of the zone. And now Mason Cooper trying to stick that away and kick that away with his skate, but Geauga collects. Now Geauga looking for a shot, blocked in front, and then shot again, knocked wide by Findlay defense. Homewood now sends it around the corner to Hank Schwab, who then tries to send it up the boards, collected by the defense, and blocked by Mason Cooper on that shot from the blue line. He's got one man to beat. He cuts to the middle. He's going to see if he can cut into this lead. Shot! Oh, saved by the glove. And held on to. Good play by the Geauga goaltender there. Excellent hustle play by Mason Cooper. Try to give the Trojans a chance to bury one in the back of the net. So we're going to change lines. Lawyer Teagarden now to face off for the Trojans. He's going to have Archer and Peter Kowski out there with him. He's got Burkhart and Ford on defense. Out to Archer. Archer fires a shot. Sticked aside by the goaltender for Geauga. Now in the corner battling for Archer and Peter Kowski. Looking to control that puck. They send it up along the boards to Fort. Fort sends it back in deep behind the net. Peter Kowski. Peter Kowski looking for a centering pass. He's still got the puck behind the back of the net. He sends it out to Fort. Fort tries to take a shot, gets held up in his stick. Over to Peter Kowski. Tries to flip one forward and gloved as Teagarden was closing in. So Findlay, good offensive pressure, trying to cut into this lead early by Geauga. Puck is dropped. Teagarden has it. He pushes it over to the corner. Now Geauga bringing it behind the back of the net. Peter Koski's there too. They send it the other way. Archer's there. He sends it back deep. Peter Koski trying to get to it as well behind the net. That's sent the opposite side. Burkhart racing on the pinch. Down. He gets pushed into the boards. Sent out, and in the front is Fort. Fort fires a shot. That gets tipped aside by the active stick of a Geauga player. Now sent back. Fort trying to block that in. Burkhart's got it now. He's got one man behind him. Now he tries to send it forward. He does, but that gets knocked away. But then Burkhart with an active stick knocks that back into the neutral zone. Now that's sent back. Henry Fort back to get it in the corner. Fort's got it. He's going to wrap it around the boards to Peter Koski. Peter Koski's got that, exits the zone. And now Teagarden tried to pick that off on the blind side, but just missed. Now Nichols is down there too. Nichols plays along the boards up to Teagarden, gets it up to Nichols. Nichols has some room. He's trying to dump it in. He evades the defender. Now he wraps it around deep, hits the skate of a referee, and pops out to center ice. And now Beach is there. Beach ties it up. Nice aggressive play by Beach coming off the bench. Try to get that up. That's over to Harrison. Harrison tries to get a shot forward. Bouncing shot and saved by the goaltender of Geauga. Beach jumping on that puck, or Schaaf jumping on that puck rather. Good play by Harrison to try to get that shot going. We've got Sloan and Grace out there now on defense for this line. Puck is dropped. Let's do that hockey. Oh, trying to get it over to Mason Beach there. Was Nichols. Tried to get a shot off, but got tied up by a Geauga forward. Shot on net. Finn Biggs sticks aside, wrapping it around the corner to Harrison. He runs into a player from Geauga. Now that's tipped back behind the net. Webb Sloan has it. He tries to move it around the boards. He does. Gets around a Geauga player. Moves that up to Mason Beach, who tips it forward across center line. Now collected by Ben Grace. Ben Grace has a little bit of head of steam here too. He's trying to make a play as he comes in. Tried to center that. That got blocked. Trying to center again. Harrison Schaaf down there with him now too, battling along the boards. Back over to Mason Cooper. Mason Cooper at the blue line dumps it back in. Down deep. Harrison Schaaf now battling along the boards. Mason Cooper joins in. Now opposite ice. And Geauga's got it. Mason Cooper there with a nice play on the puck. Knocks the player off. Gets it back to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan now with a head of steam. He's cutting through the center of the ice. He's trying to beat people. He lost the puck, but now he gets it back. And now Ben Grace tips it back in. Nice job keeping that in play. And then knocks forward. And then Ben Grace with an active stick there. Nice play by Grace to prevent that 2-on-1 breakaway. Now up to Hank Schwab along the boards. Schwab's trying to get it out. He's battling along the corner, along the side of the boards. That gets tipped out to the defense. There's a cross-ice pass. Open player and glove by Finn Biggs. With 42 seconds left here in the first, Biggs comes up big with a nice glove save on that open shot from inside the face-off circle by a Geauga Maple Leaf forward. Mason Cooper takes the face-off now for the Trojans, gets it over to Homewood, who moves it out to neutral ice. He's in pursuit. Geauga gets it, sends it around the boards back behind the Findlay net. And Henry Fort moves it forward too, to the forwards. Chipped ahead, and now collected by George Homewood. He's trying to move that forward. Oh, just bounces over Harrison's stick, but now back to George Homewood. And now Harrison Schaaf has it. They're working in the offensive zone now, and then it gets kicked out. Now Eddie Homewood has it. He's tying it up in neutral ice, and now Geauga comes away with it. Now Henry Fort back as well. They're pushing him to the outside. They take an errant shot. Good defense by the Trojans to force a bad shot outside, and that's the end of the first period. So a lot of action here in the first. Geauga up 2-0. The teams will change sides with Findlay in their home white and talk about strategy, and we'll join you back here for the second. All right, welcome back here for the start of the second. We're going to have Lawyer Teagard now take the face off for the Trojans. He's going to have Archer and Peter Koski out there with him. Eddie Homewood and Henry Fort back on defense. Puck is dropped. Let's do that hockey. Teagard gets it over to Archer. Archer dumps it deep into the zone. Geauga back to collect. Archer there forechecking. Now off the boards to Fort. Fort tries to get a shot, but blocked by an active stick. Sent in front by Peter Koski, but off the side of the net. Now Fort down to pinch as well. He collects the puck. Keeps it. Now Peter Koski's got, now it's tied up again and skipped out of the zone as Laura Teagarden is racing for it. He's got one player in pursuit for Geauga. Nice cross-ice pass. Gets that over to Archer off the boards. Archer now pursuing. He takes a shot. That shot just gloved by the goaltender for Geauga. So we're going to have an offensive zone face-off to that blocker side of the Geauga goaltender. Findlay with some good offensive pressure. We're just going to see if they can get pucks in the back of the net here. First game took about second period, and then they started scoring. Let's see if it rings true this time. Nichols with the face-off tries to move that forward. Sent out to Henry Fort. Henry Fort fires a shot. Oh, just tipped over the glove just outside. Nice shot by Fort from the point. Fort now dumps it back in deep as he's got it along the boards. Now pursuing it behind the net is Geauga, and they're moving that out to neutral ice. And nice back checking. Great job by Beach. He gets it up to Ricky Nichols. Ricky Nichols has some room. They're pursuing. He's looking for a shot. He takes a shot high off the glove. Oh, he was going for the top corner. Could have had it, but the glove sent it aside. Now Geauga looking to break out of the zone. Now they've got a potential 2-on-1 situation. They send a shot, errant shot, with Burkhart and Sloan closing in on them. And Finn Biggs slides over to glove that. So we'll have a defensive zone face off to the glove hand side of Finn Biggs. Mason Cooper to take this face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Battling for it along the boards is Cooper and Harrison Chafe. Harrison sent, Hank Schwab that is, rather. They send it down the length of the ice. This looks like it's going to be an icing, so we're going to bring this back and try this again in the Findlay defensive zone. Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper gets that over to Webb Sloan. Pushes that forward along the boards. He's got the puck. He tries to center. Just goes under his stick. So now Geauga collects behind the net. They're looking to clear it. Burkhart there to try to knock it forward. He's along with the player. He's battling. And nice defensive pressure there by the Trojans. Poke that forward. Burkhart's now got it. He's trying to get it out. He does. Good effort there by Findlay defense, and we're going to have a penalty as a player gets knocked over after we had multiple players knocked over. And no penalty. That's going to be George Holman going in for a roughing call. That was a little suspect, but we're going to play on as Trojans have a look at a penalty kill here. Puck is dropped. Laura Teagarden takes face-off for the Trojans. Shot from the top of face-off circle by a forward for Geauga. Pad save by Finn Biggs. Now they try to cycle the puck a little bit. Now looking for an open man at the top of the face-off circle. Fanned on the shot. Then sticked aside by Biggs on the attempted rebound. Sent back out to the point, kept in by Geauga. Then sent forward. Shot, tipped wide. Centering pass, off a skate, goes through the crease and out. Ben Grace trying to clear this puck. Geauga maintains control. Geauga looking for some open room here in Findlay, all over him on the defensive end. Nice effort there by Grace on his knees. Try to get that puck away from the goaltender. Sent back out to the point for Geauga. Now sent over, opposite side, shot, goes well wide. Geauga collects along the boards. Looking for some room. They get a shot over, and that's tipped aside by Teagarden. Nice effort by Teagarden. Bounces off the boards. Trying to collect that out and send it out is Findlay. Now Fort sends it along the boards, and he gets it out of the zone. And Geauga forced to collect. We've got 8 seconds left on this penalty to the Trojans. Geauga now cycling, trying to enter the zone, and they do. Dump it down to the corner. Findlay back at full strength. Shot goes off the side of the net from Geauga from the corner there. Looking for a centering pass. Cleared out in front by Teagarden. Teagarden's got it now. He's looking to move this forward. Collision with the sticks. Sends it back into the zone. And now Teagarden moves it forward again. Geauga forced to play. Homewood in pursuit. Cross ice pass. Now looking through the middle there. Findlay's got 2 defenders back on this 2-on-3. Stick to side. Nice move by Grace to break up that shot or pass attempt by Geauga. Now Grace there makes the play on the puck. Geauga still controls it behind the back of the net. Looking for a shot from the face-off circle, and Big saw it the whole way, and he's going to hold on to it. Mace Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans now here in the second period. Trying to tie him up along the boards there. Eddie Homewood has it. He's tripped up. Now back to the point. Now they send it back down to the corner. Geauga with a pass in front off the side of the net, and now that's collected by Beach. Beach is pushing. Beach gets to center ice, tries to center it down deep. He does. He's still got the puck tied up in the skates. Sent out in front. Tried to tap it in with Harrison. And nice play there by Beach to stay with that puck and get a centering pass. Harrison there tried to get the shot on, but the Geauga goaltender had the leg pads down and covers that puck. Now Mason Cooper out there take the face off again with Beach and Schaaf. He's got Eddie Homewood and Webb Sloan back on defense. That stick to the corner. Beach there to try to collect, and now Cooper's got it. He sends it back to Sloan at the point. Sloan sends one low, but hits the stick of a forward for Geauga as they move up neutral ice, and a nice play by Cooper to knock him off the puck. But they're going to have a penalty there. So they're going to call a check on that. And so Findlay will go on the penalty kill again here with 7:47 left in the second period, down 2 goals. Ricky Nichols out. Take the face off. He'll have Beach with him, along with Sloan and Eddie Homewood here in this face off in the defensive zone. Cross ice pass by Geauga. A shot tipped aside. Sloan collects. He tries to clear the zone. Beach was there too, tried to get a stick on it, couldn't. Geauga still has it. They go for a clapper up front. Nothing on it. Trickles through, and Biggs puts his glove on it. And we'll do a little line change here, get some fresh legs out. As Nichols will stay out there, but he'll have George Homewood with him now. And Fort and Grace on defense. Shot from the point, tipped aside and blocked. Another shot, hits the post. Errant pass by Geauga. Ricky Nichols racing for it. Trying to get to that puck. Pushed forward by Ben Grace. Now back to try to get a shot. Henry Fort, good defense. And then it hits Ben Grace. And now collected now by Webb Sloan, George Homewood, trying to get this puck forward. Forced to play it is Geauga, moves it up the boards, and then sent back into the zone, but offsides by Findlay. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. Findlay trying to get on the board, cut into this lead. Man down right now for the next 34 seconds. Teagarden with the face-off for the Trojans goes back to the defense for Geauga, then knocks back forward. Now Teagarden trying to move it in. He does. He moves it into the zone. He's still got the puck. Now knocked away from him, but he knocks it back behind the net. In pursuit. Nice forecheck there by Teagarden. Now Peter Koski tried to stop that puck. Now Grace has it. He's going to fire it back into the offensive zone as he crosses center ice. Now in pursuit, Ryland Peter Koski, as the defense for Geauga backhands it. And they're going to try to rush forward. And they do, and he gets across center ice, takes a shot. That's on net, but Finn Biggs was ready, makes the save. Now Ben Grace has it. He tries to move, he gets taken out. He's down, he pushes it forward. And then move forward to Laura Teagarden. We've got a 2-on-1. They get it over to Mason Cooper. Cooper still got it. Findlay back at full strength. Gets it over to Burkhart. Burkhart tries to send one in, tipped aside with a stick. He steps up to try to stop him at the blue line. But they get past. And then Mason Cooper tripped, but able to knock it back. Now Webb Sloan has it. He moves to the outside. He's going to move through the neutral zone, bouncing that puck off the boards. And he moves it forward. And now it's back down deep behind the net of Geauga, as Geauga looking to clear, and then Harrison Chafe trying to keep it in. Webb Sloan keeps it in, moves it over to Archer. Archer takes a shot just wide. Archer down there to pinch Burkhart, tried to stop that with a stick, hopped over the stick. Cooper's got it, he gets tied up, lost shot. Finn Biggs ready, makes the save. Now we'll have George Homewood out to take the face off for the Trojans. As he pushes it forward, he chips it along the boards, gets it out to neutral ice. Geauga forced to reset. Good pressure by Findlay there on the forecheck. Webb Sloan has it, moves it forward to River Archer. River Archer dumps it along the boards. Harrison Chafe trying to get to it too, but they just get it knocked away. And now Geauga sends it forward. Nice back check by George Homewood to get the player off the puck, stop the momentum. And then Webb Sloan is back there too, so he tips it along the boards. He gets it out to the middle, but kept in by Geauga. Tied up, and then tipped away off of a skate. Now River Archer has it. He's trying to make a play, move it out of the zone. It gets held up. Now it bounces out of the zone, and now that should be an offsides, and it is. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off as we change offense and defense here for Findlay. We'll have Fort and Eddie Homewood back there on defense. We'll have Cooper, Teagarden, and Nichols, with Cooper to take the face off as the forwards. Sent forward over to Nichols. He tried to get it forward, but it took a funny bounce off the boards. But a nice back checking by Teagarden to tie them up. Sent behind the net. Eddie Homewood has it. Nice little move there behind the net. He's going to bounce it off the boards up to Teagarden. Teagarden tried to tip it forward, but the defense of Geauga kept it in. So now back in the corner is it with Geauga, but Teagarden sticks that aside. Now sent out to the middle. Shot just goes wide. Nobody there for Geauga. Fort tying up big 34 in the corner there. Collected by Mason Cooper. Tried to get it up to Ricky Nichols. Now out to Mason Cooper. Now he's going to try to get ahead of steam as he's got 3 Geauga players on him. He pulls back, falls. Nichols is there following the puck wisely. Sent out to the middle. Now looking for someone in front. Center ice. Behind the net. Couldn't find anybody. Tips off a skate. And up and over the stick of Homewood. Henry Fort battling for it. Knocks that puck aside and into the corner. He makes a play on it. Nice positioning there by Fort. Centered in and sent forward to Ricky Nichols, who's now in neutral ice. He's got Teagarden racing up the side. Teagarden beats a man. He takes a shot. Gloved. Loose in front. Still loose. Oh, and collected by the goaltender for Geauga. Another good chance by Findlay. Findlay's definitely had some chances, but still haven't found the back of the net yet here with 3 minutes left in the second period, down 2-0. See if they can make something happen off this face-off here. Mason Cooper with the face-off back. Gets it back and over. Kept in by Sloan. Still trying to tie that up. Still kept in by Sloan. Nice effort there as he was trying to get around the forwards who were bringing some pressure. Now that puck behind the net, now sent to the corner by Geauga. Geauga trying to clear, but good stick work there in the corner by George Homewood. He gets tripped up. There's a hand up. We're going to have a penalty. Excellent effort along the boards by George Homewood. As number 45 for Geauga goes to the box for tripping, and your Findlay Trojans will go on their first power play for this second game today. Let's see if they can cut this lead in half. Ricky Nichols, Lawyer Teagarden, River Archer out there on offense. Grace and Sloan back there on defense. Face-off drop. Collected back. Ooh, nifty stick work there by the center for Geauga. Short-handed as he goes to try to rip a shot. Finn Biggs saw it the whole way. Had Sloan on him as well. Now centering pass, gloved and held onto by Biggs. Nichols again to take the face off for the Trojans. Tried to knock that aside. Oh, Archer tried to collect it just over his stick, but now Nichols has it. He's going to move this forward. He gets it up to Archer. Tried to cross-ice pass to Teagarden, but blocked. But Teagarden, they're pursuing. Oh, just stick the side. Ben Grace has it. Nice play to hold him up along the boards. Gets that over to Archer, but then lost in the skates. And now Geauga moving the puck in the neutral zone. They send it deep. Stick down by Ben Grace. Sloan has it. Tries to make a play along the boards. Nichols over there with them. Now Nichols trying to collect it. Now Sloan's got it. He's got a little bit of room. So he passes it up to Teagarden. Teagarden now moving along the boards. Sends it in deep into the zone. 20 seconds left on this man advantage here for Findlay as they try to get something going. Over to Grace. Grace pops one forward. Oh, deflected off of a stick. And then Geauga trying to move it up forward. Back to Sloan. Sloan with a nice little play at the boards, but that gets kicked out. And now Sloan and Grace back there trying to collect the puck along the boards as it enters neutral ice and then gets knocked into the Findlay zone. So now Grace back there. He gets it forward to Archer off the boards, who gets it to Homewood. Homewood sends that out of the zone, but then collected by Geauga with a head of steam. And now Mason Beach is coming in. He tries to send it in. Homewood's there too, but Geauga knocks it out of the board, or out of the zone rather. And now three Trojans battling for it there. Cross-ice pass by Geauga. Can't handle it, so it skips. They exit the offensive zone, but then tipped aside. Nice effort there. Peter Koski there tying the player up. Now Webb Sloan has it. He's battling along the boards. Now it's tipped in to the zone, and stepping up is the Findlay defense. And Mason Beach knocks it forward along the boards, collected by Geauga again as they try to send it forward. And now Ryland Peter Koski has it. Ryland Peter Koski looking with a head of steam. He's trying to get a shot off. George Homewood has it now. He gets a shot out in front. Stick the side. Almost went in the goal. We've got 2 seconds left here in this period, and that's going to be the end of it as teams will switch sides once again. Findlay down 2-0 here in the third. Let's see if they can cut into this deficit. Teams will talk about it. They will change sides, and we will join you back momentarily. All right, welcome back here to the start of the third. We're going to have Ricky Nichols. And he's got Mason Beach with him, as we've got a minute 30 penalty at the end of that period assessed to George Homewood. Geauga moves that puck forward. Burkhart's back there on defense. That's tipped aside. And a nice save by Biggs. And he covers. Not sure what that penalty was at the end of the second period. But either way, it doesn't matter. Got to play on. Ricky Nichols takes that face off for the Trojan, gets it back to Burkhart. Burkhart chips it up the boards. Shot. Save by Biggs. Now in front, looking for it, is Findlay trying to make a play on it. Nice play by Mason Beach to get that puck aside. Now stick back. Beach has it in his skates. Burkhart there in front of the net. Tips that aside. Shot sent wide. Tipped by Nichols and Burkhart there. And that shot from the slot. Burkhart now in pursuit in the corner. Trying to cut off the pass. Pass goes to the point. Blocked by Ricky Nichols. Burkhart there knocks it down in front. Now over to Beach. Beach clears the zone. Nice play by Beach there. Get that puck out. Geauga forced to reset. They send it deep and on net. Sticked aside by Finn Biggs. Burkhart sends it up along the boards to Ricky Nichols. Trying to get it out of the zone, but sticked aside. Burkhart's got it again. He sends it up the boards again. Clear to the middle. Shot wide over the blocker of Finn Biggs. Now sticked aside. Shot or pass mishandled by Geauga. Burkhart there in the corner. Trying to tie up the offensive player. Now sent over opposite side. Beach has it. He tries to make a move. He's still got it. Knocked back in by Geauga. So Henry Fort back there trying to send a pass forward. Sticked aside again by Geauga. Mason Beach tries to knock it up the boards and then held forward. Ricky Nichols there to try to block that shot. Shot sent wide. Up to Nichols again. Over to Beach. Beach trying to get that out of the zone, and he does. Now Beach with a head of steam trying to get it through, and he just sends it in. Findlay back at full strength. Puts a shot on net as he crosses center ice, and forced to cover is the Geauga goaltender. So good penalty kill there by Findlay. Back at full strength. Mason Cooper to take the face off. He's going to have Schaaf and Peter Kowski with him. Homewood and Sloan on defense. Puck is dropped. Back to Sloan. Sloan, nifty little move. Another nifty little move. Trying to find a little space. Puts that deep in the corner. Now reverses. Now reverses again. It's up in the middle in the front, but nobody could get to it. Now Sloan trying to battle for it. He knocks the player off the puck. Puck is still loose. Pushed forward. Harrison Schaaf has it. He fires a shot from the point. That hits the stick of a defender and goes wide. Now pursuing behind the net. Knocked out, but Eddie Homewood keeps it in. And then it's knocked out by Geauga. They take it and go through neutral ice, and they dump that in. They're going to look for a change for a couple players. At least their center. And that stick forward over to Rylan Peterkowski, who gets it over to Harrison Schaaf, who gets it over to Mason Cooper in the middle, and they're going to call an offsides. That's a tough one. They all look like they were onside there, but we'll have a neutral zone face-off. So Teagarden will be out there with Archer and Schwab. He'll have Fort and Grace on defense. Teagarden tries to get it over to Archer. That's sticked aside. Now charging through the neutral zone. But off of a skate. Findlay couldn't collect though. Archer's there though, but now he's got the puck. He gets across center ice and flips it in wisely. Deep into the zone. Now sent across, but Fort's there to keep it in. He knocks it back down, bops his face-off circles, but then knocked way back out, all the way down. This should be an icing. That puck's going to get there, so we'll have a face-off in the Findlay offensive zone. Puck has dropped Teagarden on the face-off here. Back behind the net. Findlay trying to forecheck here. Gets out to Ben Grace. Keeps that puck in on the pinch along the boards. River Archer there now too. Oh, they're going to have a penalty as an elbow extends. So Archer with the penalty for the elbow there. And we'll bring this all the way back down to the glove hand side of Findlay goaltender Finn Biggs for this game. We're going to have Webb Sloan and Jonah Burkhart out there on defense. We'll have Ricky Nichols and George Homewood out there as the forwards / centers. Puck is dropped. Nichols trying to get that back. But tied up by Geauga, but Nichols pushes it forward. It's out of the zone, so Geauga forced to reset. Homewood there on the push, but just evades him. And then offsides by Geauga. This Trojans trying to kill off another penalty here. Ricky Nichols now again with the face-off for the Trojans. Same line out there. Puck is dropped. Gets it over to George Homewood. Tries to collect it, and he's pushing forward. Good effort by Homewood there along the board, shorthanded. Now Nichols has it. Now Homewood has it. He pushes it along the boards. Now he's behind the net. Trying to kill some more clock as we've got a minute left in this penalty. Nichols dumps it back into the zone. Now Nichols keeps it in the corner. He knocks it behind the net. Homewood there now. Homewood now knocks it along the boards to Burkhart. Burkhart now ties it up along the boards as he tried to send it deep. Now Geauga, loose puck in front. George Homewood trying to get a stick on it. He's hooked to high heaven, nothing. Sends one forward. Oh, nice attempt there by Homewood. Burkhart there to stop it, and then Nichols stops it. Nichols' nasty little move. Gets it back to Burkhart. Burkhart now trying to push it out. That gets tipped away from him. So now we have a 2-on-2, but Burkhart racing back, so we've got Sloan and Burkhart there. Sloan pushes to the outside, knocks him off the puck. Sends that forward to Nichols. Nichols tips it forward. And now Homewood intercepts that. Now he's got a little bit ahead of steam. He's got some room. It gets sticked aside as he's trying to go for that puck. Now Homewood trying to make a play behind the net. And now Findlay back at full strength. Collecting the puck is Geauga. They're going to look through neutral ice. Homewood ties him up. Good tie up there. And then stick forward and collected by Rylan Peterkowski at neutral ice. He tries to go forward with it. He couldn't. Got knocked back. Now Webb Sloan has it. He's going to look to reset as he takes it behind the goal for Findlay. He wraps it around the boards. Up there is Mason Cooper. Cooper now looking. He makes a nice little evasive move. He's got one man to beat. He goes to the outside. He's getting stick. Hey, he puts it in the net! Nice move there by Mason Cooper to go bar down. On that breakaway, evading two players for Geauga. And that cuts this lead in half with 7:15 left in the third. So stick around. We got some more exciting hockey here. Findlay finds the back of the net. Let's see if they can find it again to tie this game up. Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. He knocks it back over towards Henry Fort. Fort plays it up along the boards. Geauga intercepts that off the boards, and then we've got an offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. Findlay coming into that deficit. Cooper, Peterkowski, and Beach out there now as the forwards. Fort and Homewood back there on defense. Puck goes behind the net. Eddie Homewood tried to get a hold of it. Tipped away by Geauga. Now Fort has it. Backhands it up to Rylan Peterkowski. Rylan now, nice centering pass to Beach. Just past his stick as Beach was looking for a breakaway. Then Mace Cooper has it. He whips it down the length of the ice. Past the Geauga player, so we're going to have an icing with 6:45 left here in the third. Warrior Teagarden out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. He knocks it back to River Archer, who knocks it back to Webb Sloan, who wraps it around the boards. Nice little break out there. Harrison Schaaf has it now. He looks to go along the boards. He does. He bounces it forward and then moves it into the offensive zone. Ben Grace keeps it in. They knock it back down to the corner. Harrison Schaaf there. Ooh, big stick lift by Geauga. Almost took Schaaf off his feet, but he stayed. Grace has it. Grace gets it over to Archer in the slot. Archer takes a shot, hits a defender. But now back again. Archer's going to take a shot again. Tipped in front and saved by Geauga. Good little sequence there by Findlay. Archer with 2 quick shots. Teagarden now with the face-off for the Trojans. As they'll settle lines and they'll drop this puck. And now knocked over to Geauga. And then Ben Grace keeps it in the zone, but then it hits off of the defender, or off of the forward. And now River Archer has it. He moves it forward to Harrison Schaaf, who kicks it off the boards across center ice. He's got it now. Stick lift by Geauga, but then Archer comes in with it. He's got it behind the net. That's sticked in front. Harrison Schaaf with it. Oh, just a leg pad save by the Geauga goaltender. Now Geauga trying to get it out of the zone. Burkhart steps up, then is tipped out. Archer has it. Now he sends it cross ice back into the offensive zone. And then Geauga sends it out again. And now Harrison Schaaf. Ooh, nice job there by Teagarden to get back on sides. And now Harrison has it. He's tied up along the boards. Nice play there. Oh, but they're going to call a slash on that as Harrison Schaaf was trying to keep that puck in the zone, and it just gets knocked away. So we're going to bring it back down with Cooper, Homewood, Burkhart, and Fort out there. Minute 30 on this penalty for Schaaf. Puck is dropped back around the net. Homewood there, Burkhart with the block in front. That goes wide as they tried the wraparound attempt. Cycling the puck, looking for a shot. Finn Biggs is there, stops it. Loose puck, knocked away by Findlay. Oh, and they're going to have another penalty as there was contact there. Burkhart now behind the back of the net, trying to prevent that. Now with a pass over to the corner. Here's Geauga. Burkhart now trying center pass in front. Stopped by Biggs. Then tipped in by Geauga. So that'll negate the penalty, but they will get a goal on that and go up 3-2, or 3-1, sorry. As Findlay will still have 46 seconds left on the initial penalty to Schaaf. Actually, Schaaf will come out of the box, sorry. And this will be a penalty to Cooper, so Findlay another minute 30 to kill here. We've got 4:43 left here in the third. Puck is dropped. Nichols takes the face-off, gets sent back, and now Peter Koski has it. He gets it up to Nichols. Nichols looking for a little bit of room. That gets tipped forward and out of the zone. Now Peter Koski sends it back in. Now he's still got it. He's looking to send this puck deep. That gets sent and sticked aside by the goaltender. Now Nichols has it. He sends it back around the boards. Now Geauga collecting. Now they wrap it around the other way. And now sent forward off the stick of a Geauga forward. Sloan has it, sends it over to Nichols. They've got a 2-on-1. He sends it over to Peter Koski. Peter Koski tries to get a shot off the end of his stick. And centering that pass to the center is Geauga. They dump it deep into the zone. Webb Sloan collects. He goes opposite side. Tries to move this up. It's caught along the boards in the corner. Now Ryland Peter Koski has it. He sends it up to Ricky Nichols. Sends it over to Sloan. Tips forward still. And now they're looking for a shot is Geauga, but too many white jerseys in the way. But then Geauga collects it behind the net, looking to wrap it around. They don't have it. So now looking up, coming out of the box is George Homewood. He's got a step. He's going to try to move this on the inside. He does, but it gets tipped over by the glove of the Geauga goaltender. Nice play by Homewood to hold that up, but then it's collected by Henry Fort as it exits the zone, and he sends it opposite side, and now Geauga forced to dump. Now Mason Cooper has it coming out of the box here. It gets poked away. He's going to decide to reset here behind the goal. He gets it up to Ben Grace. Ben Grace is moving it forward. He's met at center ice with some resistance, but he still has it, and he dumps it, tries to dump it back in the zone. Homewood has it now. Homewood looking for a little bit of room. He sends one forward, goes through the crease, sticked aside by the goaltender for Geauga. Now along the boards, Henry Fort there to try to make a play on it, but it gets, Geauga passes it over to a forward. Now they're trying to break free. They take a shot, that's high. Now Ben Grace has it. He tries to dump it along the boards. He does. He collects. He gets taken out. George Homewood with it. Goes over to Mason Beach, but off the back of his skate. And then over to Webb Sloan. Webb Sloan's looking for a little bit of room. He gets across center ice, sends it in deep. Now George Homewood in pursuit on the forecheck. Burkhart back there too, trying to hold this in. He does. He tries to make a move, get a shot. He's got 3 bodies on him. Now he's back checking. They move forward through neutral ice. They get it across, Geauga does, and sends that back in deep to the zone. And now Webb Sloan looking for a little bit of room. He's got some now with a nice little nifty move, and now he's going to push forward. Loses the puck. Gets it back to Burkhart to reset. Burkhart gets it up to Archer. Archer gets it, trying to get it over to Mason Cooper, but sticked away. But Mason Cooper now keeps it in. Sticks it to the side. Over to the boards. Now he's going with a head of steam. He gets run into, no hand up. That was a clear shoulder. Gets sent over along the boards. Webb Sloan has it. He falls. He tries to make a play on it. Nice play and nice effort by Sloan along there. That gets set up, goes through a couple defenders. Now a shot from the point, goes wide. Tipped in. Oh my goodness. Thought that got tipped in by Teagarden, but wasn't. Burkhart comes down to pinch. That comes across. Burkhart now trying to send it back deep into the zone. He's in pursuit. And now they try to wrap it out. Mason Cooper now has it at the blue line. Findlay forced to recycle and move it out. Mason Cooper, nice little move through the skates, dumps it in deep in the zone, wraps around the net. Cooper and Teagarden there. Archer holds it back behind. Nice little nifty move to Archer, to Teagarden. Shot! Glove save in the closing 30 seconds, 29 seconds here. Findlay down 3-1. Findlay now also with an empty net, so extra skater on the board here for Findlay. Cooper to take the face off for the Trojans. Multiple Findlay players out there. They try to keep this puck in. Shot forward. Shot from the point, just wide. Collected by Nichols. Nichols trying to look for some room. Somebody in front. Shot. Forward by Archer. He was tripped up. And now they're going to take a shot at the net, but Mason Cooper out there now with it. It gets tipped aside. He tries to move it forward. He does. Now stick back by Geauga. George Homewood has it. Now a couple seconds left, and that's going to be your game, folks. So good effort again by both teams. So they split the exhibition match today. So winning the first game 4-0, and then dropping the second game 3-1 to the Geauga Maple Leafs, who were ranked higher than them. So great effort by Findlay on their 4th of 4 games this weekend. So a lot of hockey for the Peewee Trojans this weekend, but played really well through most of it, and appreciate all you all for watching. Appreciate the players and the coaches. Stay tuned for games coming up on the YouTube. Have a good rest of your Sunday.